And they also showed some old footage when he was a Lightning Kid, and him and Jerry were going at it. I don't know where they found that old footage.
I used to watch Global every, used to come on when I came home from school every day.
It's hard to believe that's him, you know.
And the weird thing
Skinnier, with short hair, and no facial hair, and you're like, who is that? No way.
See, I knew that was Waltman because I grew up watching him, and then I remember when he became 1-2-3 Kid. But I didn't remember that was Jerry Lynn at the time.
He looked different.
Yeah, he had a big, he had like a perm.
And no facial hair.
Yeah. I remember I think that was the first time I ever saw one of the big flips off the top rope to outside the ring. Was in Global. It was Lightning Kid at the time.
Hey, Mike today told me those two got him back fired up in wrestling again.
Yeah, that was really good stuff when it came on Global.
Yeah, he said that that was one of the feuds that made him, get fired back up. So, obviously, they did a great job in the ring the other day. That was incredible.
Yeah.
That Sacrifice pay-per-view was great from top to bottom, man.
Yeah, I think that might have been the best pay-per-view you guys put on.
I agree. I think it was.
As good as the X division is, and as exciting as it is to watch these days, sometimes you really have to go back to the old style, the Jerry Lynn versus AJ Styles type matches with a bit more psychology, just so you remember where you came from.
I'll tell you another feud that did that. Remember when Kid Cash and AJ were having a feud?
Yeah.
They used to tear it up, man, and it didn't have anything to do about high spots, although the one time they fell out of the balcony on the table was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it didn't have anything to do about high spots as much as it just did that good old psychology, but yet being as agile as they are, they were able to do so many cool things, It just, but you're right, man.
And do you think having people like Jerry Lynn and Sean Waltman move back in towards the X division, it can only help the people who are there right now?
Oh, absolutely. And I think what's good by having those people in it, and Samoa Joe, who, is the last person you think of the X division, it means that the X division is not necessarily about guys doing flips, as it's just about another division.
Right.
And it's an extreme division. And extreme can mean anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like Mike Tenay used to say on all the old pay-per-views, X division is no limit division.
Right.
Yeah, not about weight. It's not about weight limits. It's about no limits.
Right. Yeah, Samoa Joe, everything he does looks like it hurts.
Oh, believe me. Ask him. There's no way that muscle buster feels good. There's just no way. I mean, I can't imagine anybody getting out of bed going, yes, tonight I get to take a muscle buster. His kicks look like they cave your chest in, those knees. And, yeah, I mean, you can't, they're beat up, man. I was talking to Chris Sabin about that. I'm like, are you hurting? He's like, every part of my body. But they're tough kids, man. Gosh, I don't know how they do it. Chris Sabin's another one, man, I love watching.
Yeah, I think he's underrated, definitely.
Oh, you better believe it. He may be as good as, talented-wise, as good as anybody in that ring.
And I think he was one of the first people that it was the fans that got behind him and pushed him to the top.
Yeah, the Hail Sabin.
The Hail Sabin chant, you're right. I don't even know where that came from. But, man, all of a sudden it was Hail Sabin everywhere. Yeah, I expect to see him in a big-time X Division title run again. I really do.
Yeah.
He's just somebody that people, the more you watch him, the more you enjoy him.
He wants to know if the change in the booking committee has affected you personally in any way, how you do your job.
Well, just the fact that, you always strive to be better. Anytime you have a change, you want to show the new people that you can, that you belong. So, yeah, you really, you realize, like anything in life, nothing's a guarantee. So, the last thing you want to do is let them down. And with Mike being in that committee too, the last thing I want to do is slack off, because that makes him look bad. And it makes everybody look bad. And you guys made a comment about how the announcers can help get, people over, and it's so important to be sharp. But I will say this: the product is so good right now, and the stories make sense, that it's very easy on my end. It really is.
Yeah, and it helps you realize that when the company moves forward with the times, you have to go with it or be left behind.
You better believe it. Yeah, there's no, and I'm not one for people to sit around and bitch and moan and complain. I got no time for that. And we got a great group of guys now that aren't doing that, because just when you got people just sitting around being negative, it's, you know, and woe is me, and it was always better before, and you know, move on. You got to go forward.
Another one of our fans, Golgo, wants to know who is, in your opinion, the greatest color man of all time.
The greatest what?
Color commentator.
I'm sorry, guys, I didn't catch it.
Who do you think the greatest color commentator of all time?
Oh, color commentator. I'm sorry.
No worries.
I don't even want to tell you what I thought you said.
Yeah, those weird British people. You never know about them.
I thought you said comic book character, and I was going to go, Iron Man.
Iron Man gets that one.
Color commentator. I tell you what, I like Taz as far as who's current.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't not like Taz. That would be, you'd just be lying. But I loved Bobby Heenan and Jesse the Body Ventura.
Speaking
Those
of comic
two,
books,
as far as color commentators, are great.
Speaking of comic books, this has nothing to do with anything. But when I was born, my brother's 9 years older than me, wanted to name me after his favorite comic book, which was Thor.
That was my brother's. And we used to always have the argument, you know, I was Iron Man, he was Thor, and of course he'd always throw the, you know, whenever we have the argument, he's like, no, you don't understand, Thor's a god, so he wins every time. He used to make me sick, and he had long blonde hair like Thor, and I'll never forget that.
Dude, Thor can throw lightning bolts. There really is just no comparison going down there.
Remember Luke Cage, Power Man?
Yeah, Power Man, yep. Him and Iron Fist.
You know, they used to read the old sports comics when you could pull out the old Luke Cage Power Man.
I could see Don's definitely a Marvel man.
Oh, yeah.
Which is good.
I'm a Marvel guy. DC, they were hard to, you know, it's hard to get behind Superman.
Yeah, he can do it all.
You know, I kind of like Flash, but, you know, I never did figure out the Green Lantern. What did he really do? What did he just blind you with the ring? I don't get it.
I think he just makes stuff. And then everybody was vulnerable to something. Like Superman could be hurt by kryptonite, and I think Green Lantern going to be hurt by the color yellow.
I'm a Marvel guy, man. Give me Dr.Strange and the Defenders and...
Yeah, the Avengers.
You know.
Fantastic Four.
You know what I'm saying.
Yeah. What you think
Black
about
Panther.
Oh, yeah. What you think about the Spider-Man movies?
Oh, I thought they did a heck of a job.
Yeah. All right, we'll get off comic books. My co-hosts probably aren't too high on that.
Okay.
They get mad at me if I start talking about Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, God, not the D&D.
Oh, God. Anything you want to tell your fans before I let you go?
I appreciate everybody that stuck with me, and like I said, I'm sure there's a lot of people that had hoped I'd gone away by now, and you know, give me a chance, I'll grow on you, and I appreciate everybody that's hung with us, because it's going to be a fun ride from here on out, man.
This is a true story. I'm not just saying this because you're on here, but when I asked TNA for guests, and they asked me who I wanted, and I asked for two different people, well, three asked, I either wanted Sabu, Raven, or Don West.
Oh, hey, that's good company to be in right there.
Right.
Wow.
And
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.